Hello, everybody. It's the John Ross Show here on Friday, April 4th, 2025. We have a special guest from Texas. All right. Uh, McKinney, Texas, John Martin. We're going to be talking with him in a moment. We're going to look at Black history and Trump 2.0. That's a big topic. It's big. And here, I'm just going to give you a statement. This is recently on the Smithsonian debacle that's happening here. And I'm going to bring it up here on the screen. And we're going to have that's just the preface. Where did it go? My thing got lost. Oh, well, that got lost in the queue. Uh, uh, anyway, a little about the Smithsonian we'll talk about, and that. And I had a statement. I don't know where it went. It went to Never Land here on my computer. I'm sorry, folks. But that's one thing out there that sanitizes racism. And this is from AP a few days ago. Smithsonian as an effort to sanitize. It's going to be headed up by J.D. Vance, and it's something else. And I had some statement on that talked about how bad that was. Anyway, now we're going to bring up Mr. John Martin. I've known him since the 90s in Aurora, Illinois, and he's now in Texas. So here comes John. We're going to put him on the screen. Oh, we got to get down the Smithsonian, though. There we go. There he is, Mr.
Howdy.
John Martin. Good to see you, John. It's been
There we
a
go.
little while since I've seen you. What years were you in Aurora?
I moved to Aurora in '83 and I left in '05.
Okay. Well,
So
I think we
there
connected
about
quite a
20.
bit in those
About,
years in those times, especially those latter years. And
yeah, I ran
John
into
was at
you
Progressive
somewhere
Baptist
around
Church. What
98,
are you going to say?
98 when I met you, John.
What year?
So I met you in 1998.
Okay. Okay.
98.
98. Yes. And you were a Progressive Baptist. You were considered one of their ministers. Is that right? Were you a minister there at
I was one
Progressive?
of the
How was
pastors
that?
on staff. Absolutely.
With Pastor Brown? Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah, Roy was our senior great man, dear friend and mentor of mine.
we're gonna pick John's brain here on this topic of Black history and Trump 2.0. John, what's your feeling of the status of Black history and just the Trump situation? What would you say right now?
Um, as far as the GOP are concerned, it's not just Trump. It's a movement inside of the GOP. Matter of fact, it's a movement that's taken over the GOP called the Tea Party that would totally dismantle anything that had to do with slavery, Jim Crow, blacks being here. Period. You know, their theology is, and I do say theology because it's based in what's called national Christian nationalism, which is another guise for KKK or racism. Um, you've heard the comments that they don't want their children feeling uncomfortable in school from learning about what happened in this country. It's
Okay,
not about their children, John. They don't want to have to explain to their children what their grandparents did.
right.
That's what that one
Yeah,
boils
so we
down to.
won't learn from history. We won't learn. We'll just, yeah, yeah.
You know
How
every
how are the
advancement
Texas schools
every
on this?
advancement
How are the Texas schools on teaching of these things?
when you say how
How are
what do you
Texas schools
um
on?
It's interesting because in Texas, I keep hearing this critical race theory thing come up
Right.
about our public schools. When critical race theory is taught at the college, it's taught at the college level, John. It's not
I
taught at
know it's a college
elementary
thing.
or high school or junior high levels. But
Yeah.
this is the narrative that they wrap this in. And Texas is interesting at best because Texas does kind of the nation kind of follows. The things that Abbott
Right.
do here,
No,
you
Texas
see
is a
other
big
governors from red
educational
states fall
system, so
right
the
in line
nation
and
could
do.
follow it. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Um, how,
Um, we
uh-huh.
had an incident here Tuesday. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I think we got a delay here, John.
Yeah, I think we
You're totally
do.
froze. You're totally
I'm not
froze.
freezing on my side, so I don't know what it is.
You're totally froze. There you
Okay.
go.
Well, we're all the way to Texas. That's it.
We got storms. I'm down here. We got
Well, that
storms
could
all
affect it
around
too.
us, John. We've
Yeah.
got storms all around us. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've had storms for the last couple of days. We got lightning that happening now. So yeah, and then I'm
Okay.
on wireless, even though I'm hardwired into the router. My router is wireless.
Okay.
So now, what were you saying?
Well, um, well, how do you feel the black church and Trump? What's your thought on the black church and Trump? Are they doing a good job, or what's this? What do you think about the black church and Trump?
Um, that's the problem. In God's eyes, there's His church. In
Right.
man's eyes, there's the black church.
Right.
I got to flip God on this one of the church, and I just deal with people where they are. I have not walked into a concrete house of worship in years, and I don't plan on it.
Hmm.
Everything I do is either online or in person with people. I still volunteer at jails. I still do the ministry that I do. I still work with people. But as far as worship, and I actually had only been to three congregations since I've been to Texas before 2020 hit. And then 2020
Really?
hit and just totally showed me that I needed to sit down for a minute and just just hear from God. Get all of the
Okay.
other crap out of the way. Just let's hear from what God has to say.
Okay.
So as far as the
Okay.
black church responding, um, and John, I'll say this again, and what we're looking at from this administration is a lot deeper than what we see. This is these they're strings being pulled behind the scenes that we don't have a clue about. This is basically a religious war because you've had so many of your uh, elected GOP officials now say that they are Christian nationalists. They draw the line in the sand. Do you understand what Christian nationalism is, John?
Oh yeah, I read books on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's out there. And
This is what's controlling the government in our house right now. These are very racist. They're racist. They're biased. They want one. They want a nation under God. Period. If you're not uh, Christian, then you need to go somewhere else. First of all, I don't
I
touch
know.
Christianity, John, because
Yeah, and
Christianity
there's
brings
there's
about
even
things just like this. This this is what
right,
Christianity does.
right,
I'm a
right.
believer. I'm
This is their
a
Christianity.
disciple.
Go
I'm a
on. Mhm.
follower of Christ, and that's all I am. Don't give me a name.
Yeah. Well, there's another breed of that Christian nationalism that's more extreme than even the Trump idea. Maybe it's running Trump. It's more of a Pentecostal brand. what's it called?
It is.
Huh?
It's billionaires. It's billionaires behind the scenes.
Oh,
They
I
all
forgot
come
the
out of that
name of this
same thing.
operation, this Pentecostal one. There's a church in Aurora that belongs to it. Oh, what's the name of it? Not Reform. They got a fancy name, Renewal or something. But anyway, this brand of
They all
Pentecostalism
they all
is that they're going to be the elite and they're going to run everything. Um,
they all come out of one organization, John, and that's the Council for National Policy.
yeah. Do
Jerry Falwell and the crew started that
Oh
back
yeah,
in
well, Jerry
'81.
Falwell was part of the early start of these things, but it's always been out there. It's not just Jerry Falwell, I would say.
Hmm.
Yes. Uh,
No, no,
how do
but they've
you
gained control.
yeah, how do you explain? I have a friend, maybe there's more than one, but I know one particular African American who really is big on Trumpy and voted for him, and he was even going to put up lives on the east side of Aurora area in the Page section. He was going to do sparklers or something when he got inaugurated. I said, John, I said, don't do that. I think that's a little extreme. You're about Trump. And then early on, he was, I think, all right with Trump. I haven't heard about. He hasn't talked lately to me, so I think he's seeing some things maybe. Uh,
Uh,
why
Everybody
do you
is.
think African Americans voted for Trump?
I have no
Oh,
clue.
oh, not,
I,
not
John, I have no clue.
you got no
I have
clue.
no. There's nothing in my mind would can
Yeah,
wrap
I
the
understand.
fact
I don't know why they
around
vote for
a,
him, but I'm
a
just asking you.
black
Maybe you got some insight.
man would vote for Donald Trump when Trump wants to. I don't limit his history, but
Well, I know Hispanic people that voted for Trump too, and I know some
no,
Hispanics that voted for Trump too, and I go, I don't understand
every
this. Uh, and
everything he
and
said in his campaign was a lie. I knew it was a lie. What do you expect from a liar? You know,
well, that's
uh,
true. He
people
did a lot of lying.
believed him.
he, does, he
You
does a lot
know,
of
God help
lying,
him.
and I think we can identify him. I think you use the term. I don't use it too much. You use the term racist maybe on Trump. Is that correct? Have you used that on Trump? I'm not.
Understand the definition of racism. Everybody isn't
Yeah, that's what I'm
racist.
worried about. I don't want to overuse the word. Yeah.
Well, first of all, John, you have to be in a position of power and be able to affect or afflict another group of people to be called
Well,
racist.
that's
That's
true.
racism. Now, as an individual, you could be a bigot. You know, you can be biased, but you don't have the power to affect anything over me. Although you do, based on the color of your skin. You could call the police and say I did something and I'm going to jail. No questions asked. That be considered racism. That's power over. Okay, on an individual level. But Trump has been known. Come on, he was sued for racist practices in his businesses. He's
Oh
had to
yeah.
pay out money for the way he treated blacks and brown people in his businesses and in
Right.
life. So is he racist? You better believe Trump is racist. Anytime you address the National Council for Policy, that means you're racist because that's exactly what those people are. Him, Nikki Haley, Ted Cruz. I can go down the list of them that have stood before that
Oh, you're talking about
organization.
your own
That
senator.
organization
Ooh.
is the reason that they all got into office. That organization is supported by billionaires. Pardon me?
Yeah. I just said Ted Cruz
I'm talking
is
about who?
your senator.
You talking about Ted Cruz? I'll even go
Yeah,
one
you just
farther. The
mentioned his
worst
name.
perpetrator of racism down here is in the wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
No, Hot Wheels.
Okay. I
That's
know
what we
who
called him.
your governor,
Greg
huh?
Hot Wheels. He he's the grand He's the grand wizard. Ted just goes along with what he says and follows Trump.
Okay. Okay.
Ted
I
wishes
like
he had the pull that Abbott does. Oh, Hot
you
Wheels.
don't have to go down. You don't have to go down this
And
deep
see that.
rabbit hole right now. But no, I
No, it
hear
is what it
you.
is,
There's
man.
a lot of things happening here. I I just think the
I live in a
church has
very
to
red state.
stand
I
up.
know where I'm at.
African
I understand my
American,
surroundings.
evangelical, whatever, Catholic, we all have to stand up on these things. And there's not been much. I did see on immigration, the Pope said a nice statement that's
What's it
got
tell?
floated
What's it
around.
tell you?
That was good. But there needs to be more on that. And the church has been pretty weak on this, very weak.
did you read the whole statement, John?
Yeah, I read it. It was pretty
Did you
good.
read the Pope letter?
Yeah, I think I posted it. Maybe you saw that.
He's about to
Uh, I
excommunicate
thought it
Katie
was
Vance,
pretty
isn't
good. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. And,
he?
well,
You've got some stuff going on in your background. You got some stuff going on in your background, killing your sound, John.
what about my background?
Something's going on in the background on your computer that's killing your sound because I can hear it when it clicks in. You're getting notices, and
I
when you
don't
do, they
know. I
kill your
don't hear
sound.
anything here.
Okay.
I don't
I
know
heard it.
what that is. It's some squirrel
Are
somewhere.
you?
Okay. It's a
Oh,
squirrel. I don't know what it's a squirrel on that cable line, I guess. I
yeah.
don't know what it
Th-
is.
th-
It's my Comcast going bad here.
that
Uh,
letter
it's Comcast. Uh,
that letter he wrote was
so
hilarious,
well,
man. I thought he was. I thought he. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now, what was that?
I think you got a serious delay, John. Serious delay.
Oh, man, that's the problem here.
Huh?
Well, it's the squirrels on Comcast line or whatever it is. Uh, we'll have to correct these things. But it's good to
Okay.
have you here, and we'll have to get more updates what's happening there in Texas. And so I just wanted to thank you for coming by for a few moments. We'll hit more of these. There's so much
Well,
to
thank
hit
you.
here on this
Thank you for
topic.
having me, John. We have a lot of technical difficulties here.
Yeah, we got called technical difficulties. Technical
Okay.
difficulties. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but John, thank you. Greet your wife there, and thank you for putting up with old John here. I'm the old John. I think you're younger John.
Thank you.
Yes, you're a younger guy.
Yeah, I'm a little younger than you. I respect my elders.
Oh, okay. Thank you for respecting me.
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Ross. I appreciate it.
I don't always get respect, but oh, that Ronnie, what was that? Ronnie James. Anyway, we can get respect. Thank you. Uh, but anyway, I appreciate John Martin coming with us today from Texas, and we'll have to get the squirrels off the cable lines here. And hopefully another time when we do this, it'll be a better stream, as they say. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm going to put
a
up
little
something
smoother, as
here.
we say. Yeah.
What was that, John? What'd you say, bro?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I said a little
Okay, you
smoother.
didn't say anything. Okay.
I said a little
Okay.
smoother.
Well, I'm going to just bring up
It's a little
one more
smoother.
thing
Yeah,
here.
you got a serious delay.
Serious. I'm serious. Okay. He says I have a serious delay. Just remind everybody on
Well,
April
there is
12th,
a serious
pick up
delay.
your pancake tickets in Aurora to get to the Kiwanis pancake breakfast. We want you to get into that and the pancakes. Um, so we'll be back on Monday, Lord willing. Lord willing, we'll be back on Monday. And John, say what you want. You can say your closing statements or whatever you want to say, and then we'll say adios, amigo. You want to say some closing thing, John? Can you hear me?
Yeah, just
Can
say
you?
to everybody, I keep your head up. Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? John,
Yes.
there's
Yeah.
probably 5 second delay.
Well, say what you're going to say. Then,
Now, I was just
yeah.
going to say to the people, yeah, say to the people, keep your head up, stay focused, keep in God's hand, and don't forget whose you are.
Yeah. Keep your head up. That's a good point. Keep your head up, and we'll trust the Lord here, and we'll keep Him with us too, the Lord Jesus Christ. So thank John Martin from the state of Texas, McKinney, Texas, McKinney, Texas, and thank you, John, for sharing a few moments with me here, and we'll try to get the squirrels out of the line by next time we do this. I don't know. We'll figure out something what the problem is here. It's or we'll have to make sure that the weather's good down in Texas, I guess. Maybe that's another thing. There's a lot of factors on why the streaming sometimes doesn't come out good, but we'll work on it. Thank you, John Martin, and God bless you and your wife and everybody down there in Texas. Thank you. Until Monday, God was with you this weekend. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye. Bye bye.